The city skyline glimmered through the panoramic windows of Daniels Financial Group, the multi-billion-dollar empire built from the ground up by Kate Daniels, a woman whose name had become synonymous with resilience, innovation, and the kind of leadership that made even industry titans reconsider their strategies. Kate entered the 23rd floor boardroom with her usual composure. Shoulders tall, stride steady, dark blue suit, tailored to perfection, and her signature calm confidence that had guided the company from near bankruptcy to global dominance in less than 7 years. To her employees, she wasn't just a CEO, she was the reason they had bonuses, opportunities, and professional pride. But the energy in the room that morning felt off. Executives shifted in their seats, whispers flitted through the air. And at the far end of the long mahogany table sat Chairman Douglas Reed, silver-haired, sharp-jawed, and always threatened by the fact that a black woman had accomplished what he, with all his privilege, never could. Kate knew toughness. She had fought for every inch of ground, fought for respect, for recognition, for the right to sit at the table. But she had not expected betrayal to come from the very circle she had elevated, mentored, and defended. "Good morning," she began, placing her files on the table. Reed stood abruptly. "We'll skip the pleasantries," he snapped. Every pair of eyes turned to him. Kate's spine stiffened. "Is there a problem, Douglas?" He smirked, a slow, cruel stretch of lips. "More than a problem. A crisis," he signaled toward the screen. Numbers flashed, finances Kate had already reviewed the night before. Numbers she knew were solid. "This presentation is misleading," she said. One of the executives, a man she had once protected from layoff, cleared his throat. "It shows irregularities." "Irregularities?" Kate repeated. "Our audits cleared. The new digital portfolio is outperforming the market." Reed slammed his palm onto the table. "Don't pretend you don't know what you've done." Gasps filled the room. Cameras from the internal communications team set up to film the quarterly town hall starting in an hour were already rolling. Employees outside watched the live feed on screens scattered through the office. Kate inhaled slowly. "Douglas, you're out of line." "No," he spat. Stepping closer, "You are." He jerked open a folder dramatically, as if he were presenting damning evidence to a jury. Pages fluttered across the table. Nothing but printouts of reports that meant nothing without context. It was theater, an orchestrated performance. "You've been reckless," he declared. "Irresponsible with investor funds. This company is in jeopardy because of your decisions." Kate stared at him, then at the others, people she had trusted, people who now refused to meet her eyes. "Are you all a part of this?" she asked quietly. No one answered. Reed stepped behind her chair, grasped her ID badge, clipped to her lapel, and ripped it off with a violent jerk. The sound echoed through the silent room. "You're finished," he hissed. "As of this moment, you are terminated from Daniels Financial Group." Kate didn't flinch, but inside, a cold, sharp ache spread through her chest, not fear, but betrayal. Reed wanted spectacle, humiliation. He wanted her broken. "Get out," he ordered. "Security will escort you. You don't belong here. You never did." For a split second, time froze. The cameras captured every detail. Kate kneeling to pick up her fallen documents, Reed towering over her, executives pretending not to see her pain. Some watched with satisfaction, some with guilt. None with courage. But Kate's face stayed unreadable calm, dangerously calm. She stood tall, smoothed her jacket, and locked her gaze on the man who thought he had ended her career. "You think this is a victory," she said softly. "But you just made the greatest mistake of your life," Reed scoffed. "Get her out." Security approached hesitantly. Not because they feared Reed, but because they respected Kate. They had watched her transform the company from a sinking ship into a global powerhouse. "Ma'am," one whispered. "It's all right," she replied, lifting her chin. "Let him have his moment." As they led her out, employees watched, stunned. Some whispered her name, some cried. She walked through the hall, with the same dignity she would have had walking onto a stage to accept an award. Outside the building, the sun hit her face. Her hands trembled slightly, not from defeat, but from the weight of what had just started. She stepped away from the glass doors, reached for her phone, and typed a message to one person she trusted more than anyone, her private legal strategist, Janelle Price. It read, "It's time." No tears, no hesitation. Because what Reed didn't know was simple. Kate Daniels had been preparing for this moment. She had sensed the shifting loyalties. She had noticed the late-night meetings she wasn't invited to. She had read the suppressed documents they'd tried to hide. She wasn't blindsided. She was ready. And now, so was the storm coming for them. Kate didn't go home after her ousting. Instead, she walked 3 blocks down to a quiet, upscale cafe that Janelle had chosen for situations requiring absolute discretion. Its dim lighting, private booths, and jazz humming softly through hidden speakers made it the perfect war room. Janelle arrived minutes later, tall, fierce, and brilliant. Her gray suit immaculate, her expression calm, but sharp. She slid into the booth. "You're early," she said. "They fired me," Kate replied, as if reporting the weather. Janelle's eyebrows barely lifted. "Then we move ahead." Kate leaned back, letting the weight of the moment settle. "They tried to humiliate me, in front of the entire company." "Of course they did," Janelle said. "Men like Reed only feel powerful when they take something from a woman stronger than them." Kate's jaw tightened. "They think they won. They have no idea what's coming," Janelle murmured, opening her laptop. From there, everything shifted. Despair was replaced by strategy. Humiliation was replaced by precision. Pain was replaced by purpose. Kate outlined everything she had observed over the past year: the altered financial reports, the secret meetings, the sudden promotions of executives loyal to Reed. Janelle listened, typing rapidly. "They underestimated you," Janelle said. "That's their weakness." Kate exhaled. "I want them exposed. Every lie, every illegal deal, every whisper they thought I didn't hear." "And you'll have it," Janelle said. "But we start quietly." Kate still had allies, people who believed in her leadership, in her character, in the empire she had built. She reached out to them discreetly. Former executives, employees from earlier stages of the company, independent auditors, even talent poached by competitors. Every message was simple: "I need you. Confidential." Every reply came back: "Anything you need." By evening, she had a secure network of 23 trusted professionals, ready to help gather evidence. Meanwhile, Reed and the board celebrated internally, assuming they had removed their problem. Their arrogance made them careless. And Kate planned to use that. Janelle's team compiled a full vulnerability map of everyone in Reed's circle. Executives who had lied on compliance forms, leaders hiding affairs with subordinates Sokol, managers siphoning bonuses through shell vendors, board members connected to insider trading whispers. Kate reviewed the file for hours, drinking black coffee, as her expression sharpened with each page flipped. "They're sloppy," she said. "No," Janelle corrected. "They were sloppy because they thought you'd never fight back." Kate began feeding anonymous tips to regulatory bodies, journalists, and strategic investors. She didn't accuse, she simply dropped breadcrumbs. Enough to spark questions, enough to rattle cages. Reed and his loyalists began to feel pressure. Small things at first. A supplier backed out. A reporter called asking about audit discrepancies. An investor requested a private meeting regarding new information. Reed exploded at his assistant. "Who's leaking? We just fired the only person who had reason to." Kate smiled when she heard this. He still didn't understand. She wasn't reacting. She was executing a plan she had built months before. Kate didn't need to speak to the leadership team to haunt them. Just her silence, her absence, became a shadow over their decisions. Every mistake seemed amplified. Every meeting ended in suspicion. Every whisper felt like betrayal. Reed called emergency board sessions twice a week. Executives snapped at each other in hallways. Some demanded legal protection. Others secretly contacted Kate's allies, offering information. Their unity fractured just as she intended. The moment she decided to strike back. Late one night, Kate stood alone on a quiet rooftop, looking down at the city lights. It was the same city she had fought through prejudice, sexism, racism, and the corporate glass ceiling to rise above. For a moment, she let herself feel the weight of it all. She had been publicly fired, humiliated, dismissed, but she wasn't destroyed. She whispered to the wind, "I built that empire, and I'll take it back." Janelle's voice echoed behind her. "Then let's finish what they started." Kate Daniels had transitioned from leader to strategist, to the unstoppable storm heading straight for the people who betrayed her. Because firing her didn't end her power. It unleashed it.